Alright guys, in today's video, 12 secret grocery shopping tips you need to know. As per Lauren Rurick of Taste of Home, not a sponsor. I'm just, I found some tips as a personal shopper, professional shopper. I figured I would, sound off on some of these tips. Now, if you want to check out the article, they have their own article on the subject, but I'm just going off of their little titles of the different tips. So, tip 12, always help the bagger. Now, I'm not sure why you wouldn't help the bagger, but that would just help expedite your process. I actually have two cameras going, so I'll alternate between the two talking with both of the cameras because I kind of have a backup in case one camera doesn't get the footage that I need. And so, always help the bagger. So organize your groceries. That way it makes everything easier. Don't have refrigerated stuff mixed in with your warm stuff. Then the bagger has to, do all kind of this like this, You have everything lined up and organized for them. That would be my tip, and then they kind of like expound on that in their article. We'll go ahead and go on to tip 11. Know when to use self-checkout. Now, they have their own article. I'm going to go with my take on all these different tips. My take on that is, so let's say you have age-restricted items. Don't use the self-checkout. Use the regular checkout. Because you got people like me that's going to have a handful of things that are non-age restricted, and we would easily just be able to scan, check out, and leave. But, you have someone that has, over 50-something items with age-restricted items amongst them. It could be, medication, alcohol, etc., etc., etc. And so, if you have to stop and wait on this person, I don't care how good of a person you are, you're gonna get the side eye. It's just gonna happen. It's just, really, dude, seriously, you're using the self checkout, and just go over the regular checkout. So I can get that where you really want to know when to use the self checkout lane. If you have a few items, just do it. And then another thing is, if you're checking out on self-checkout, as let's say you're a couple, don't send your person on something you forgot. Just, you guys both, just don't finish checking out and then go back for that item, or just, if it's not too late and you haven't started yet, just pick up and just go get that item. Don't have people waiting for you. Alright, so next one we have the don't go shopping without looking at the sales ad. Now they call this 12 secret grocery shopping tips. And so that's more or less not secret. It's more of a common sense thing. You kind of want to know what's on sale. So I don't really have too much to say on that one. And so let's go on to the next one. Don't shop for produce in the middle of the day. Now, as a personal shopper, one of the least things that I like to see when someone makes an order in the mornings is produce items. Honestly, I don't really like picking produce at all, but especially in the morning when our produce people are still trying to put stuff out. It's mostly salads. Salads are kind of like prepackaged salads. Those are kind of a rough one because those usually get put out, one of the last ones to be put out, because produce people, they prioritize the display items first, and then like prepackaged salads and stuff like that is kind of more put on the back burner for later in the day, around 7-ish. Let's see, what's the next one? Sign up for discount programs and loyalty cards. Now, that one I can really get behind. That is I really like ours. I work at Kroger. For the ones that haven't been keeping up with my channel, Instagram, socials, that kind of stuff. I work at Kroger as a e-commerce personal shopper. So you order your groceries online. I might be one of the guys that pick it. And so here's the thing. Their loyalty card, discount card, it'll keep track of your shopping, and occasionally you'll get these little discount tickets in the mail. Really nice. Sometimes I'll get like free eggs or free water. I think this last one I had even got a free package of English muffins. So you get some really good stuff, on occasion. And then you get your discounts too. So saving money is always a good thing. Let's see. Next one. Always grab perishable items from the back of the shelf. Now, it's not just perishable items. They list that as perishable. Everything. Just everything. Just reach behind, pull it out, and this is going to help you get fresher groceries, and it's going to help our stocking people because they're not having to go back and clean up your mess. So if you pick from the back and keep the front facing looking good, then that's less time they have to spend picking up after you and more time putting out stuff on the shelf. So that's excellent. I like that. And then that was 6 months into picking. One of the stockers, he kind of like pulled me off the side. Hey, listen, let me tell you about this thing. And so it's like the take and replace method where you grab something and you replace it with something else. So it just helps so many more people. You know, if you're more on the tall side, you take and replace off of the top shelf. Next smaller guy, he's able to, or her, can, have a better time getting stuff off of the top shelf. So I'm definitely all about picking from the back, taking and replacing. Let's see. Next up is the, let's see here. Don't just buy an item just because it's on sale. So people like sales because they save money, but if it's not something you would have bought in the first place, you're not really saving money. You're just spending money on something you wouldn't have bought otherwise. That's my take on that. Their take on it was that you can possibly find other cheaper items if you look for different through the different brands. Let's see. Number 5 is always grab meat and dairy items last. Now they say meat and dairy. I'll go ahead and expound on that and say refrigerated items, freezer items. You want to grab those last. That way it's less time that they're spent thawing out, defrosting on the way back home. So I can definitely on board with that tip. Number 4 is bring your own bags. Now, this is kind of a mixed bag, kind of a tip, because bringing your own bags, your stock people, it doesn't really affect them. I'm talking about like the front end people, like the people that actually bag your groceries. They kind of get into this, groove of plastic bag, boom, 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 do. So you're kind of like interrupting their natural flow. So they probably don't like that as much. They would rather just stick to one thing rather than having to have some sort of like shift of what they're doing. As far as e-commerce goes, we like seeing that. The ones that are picking the groceries, they because we can go so much more faster with the stuff. Because bagging takes up more time. So if we see someone doesn't want us to bag, we're like, all right. And so, we can just take one, scan it, put it in, take one. You can just take it all down. Just boop, 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 boop. So we can roll so much faster if we're not having to bag items. However, our team that have to actually take out the orders and then bag, then it's kind of like a shift of responsibility, and then their time gets taken up, and they have to take longer to do that. So it's kind of a catch 2020, kind of like a shift of responsibility. Let's see. Never shop hungry. So you never want to shop hungry, because if you're hungry, then you're gonna be like me and be like, ooh, and then you're gonna go and ooh, and you just start, and you definitely want to have a full stomach. That way you're like, oh man, I don't even want to think about food right now, and you just get what you actually are there for. Next tip is always shop with a list. I'm not sure how that got on the secret grocery shopping tip list, because that seems like common sense to me, because I'm a big list person. I love lists. I got a big old list right there on my refrigerator, and I have like multiple lists on my phone that I kind of have to purge and kind of see what needs to be getting rid of, and see what's still pertinent information and what's kind of like outdated information. So I'll be doing that at the near the end of the year, and just getting fresh for a new start. Now, number one shopping tip: never shop on a Sunday. And I'm on board with that 100%. I would rather just be completely off. I wish all companies could just shut down on Sunday. And here's the thing: if no one shopped on Sunday, it wouldn't be worth being open and having people in the store. So if everyone would just make the decision to not shop on Sunday, then they would be like, oh, well, let's all go the Chick-fil-A Hobby Lobby route and just be closed on Sunday and give our employees, a day off on Sunday. That would be excellent. And I've been really blessed lately and been scheduled off for the past few Sundays. But unfortunately, this Sunday, I'm going to go work, but I'm not scheduled to work. I have a trip coming up, so I'll be doing that kind of stuff. So they asked if I could work Sunday, being that I would be out of town. So I'll be doing a Sunday shift of my own accord later. And so that's how it goes sometimes. But being that I'm scheduled off, I can kind of pick and choose when I leave. So that's excellent. I like that. I'm totally 100% okay with that. So I hope you guys enjoyed these shopping tip video. Personal shopper reads 12 secret grocery shopping tips. And then I'm really looking forward to next year. I'm already lining out a bunch of different things that hopefully you guys will find entertaining. And I want to thank you guys for watching. And as always, habit of saying Tasty Thursday, but Tasty Thursday is still in hiatus. I've already got some stuff planned for that, but just thank you guys for watching, and I hope you guys are having a fantastic day.